Hello, friends. I think this is good. I think we can kind of begin here. So we have some major news to announce. First of all, it's good to see you all. It's very reassuring to see 200 plus people turning out for a day town hall. Last month, we announced a plan to leave coalitions behind and work towards being an independent entity. They say that plans with the enemy never survive contact, and as you know, ours didn't survive the ping. There's been a lot of uncertainty since then, and people want a long-term home and more space to live and plan. An extended stay in purgatory while attempting a rebuild and navigating today's political landscape is something we feel is no longer feasible, nor would it be in the player's best interests. So with that in mind, we're going to be shuttering Pandemic Horde and closing the Alliance. I've been in contact with your CEOs over the past week to discuss this, and several corporations, including the core of Bless, Armada, Cool Beans, and VG, will be joining the initiative, others following their own paths. I want to reassure everyone that regardless of destination, standings and docking access will be maintained for all corporations during this transition. This will not be a repeat of last month. I'd also like to address asset safety costs, which has been a constant pain point for all of you. In just a moment, we're going to assign every member of every ESI Corp that stuck around for the past month enough gobloons to withdraw the most expensive ship from each drone lens doctrine from asset safety. And I'm hoping this will help out. Thanks all very much. We can now field some questions for the DERs from Horde General.
Somebody asked for the timeline of transition?
Going to begin almost immediately. What'll happen to this Discord? We're going to leave the main Horde Discord open, and that will likely end up becoming the Cool Beans Discord, but a lot of this is still kind of in flux. Has Twisham been a good bean? I don't know. I'll leave it to the members to decide. Will the core corps move as they are? Yes. So if you are in Bless, Cool Beans, Armada, or VG, you'll just be moving into the initiative in your current corporations. We'll ping some more information about asset safety stuff, but basically all of your mains, as in the character you're connected to Mumble on, should all be getting 500 gobloons each via score that you can claim via the normal payout process. Also opened up the gobloons, so anyone in any alliance, so if you've left Horde in the past day or two, let's say, you can still claim the gobloons. And then anyone we miss will have a process where we'll have 3 contacts you can speak with if we missed you, because we did this via some nice tech automation. You can talk to Nebe, Jackaja, or Travis if you have any problems with that. We still have plans to help people with that safety stuff, Masari. The idea is actually that it should be easier moving into a new alliance to do that, not harder. Question about steps or philosophical changes over the past month. Okay, so that one's a bit complex, but I'll try and simplify it as much as I can so I get through as many as possible here, and hopefully other DERs will jump in too in their specialties. But the combination of, I would say, our sudden and rapid downsizing in membership, combined with the various political landscape changes, meaning there's a lot of SOB that's kind of outside our prime time zone. It's made it very hard for us to go forward with plans that were initially laid out a month ago, so we're doing something different. You will have to off, yes, Zoe, but that's a question for them, not me. Do we have an idea of which region the XPH Corps will move to, or will it be up to the individual players? My understanding is you'll be able to use the space inside the initiative space, which will be Fountain and about half of Delve, as well as part of Cloudring.
I think a bunch of the init questions are better asked your CEO when they get in contact with init leadership.
Yeah, so most of your CEOs, if you're not part of the core corps, have already spoken to init, and will have an idea of what you're doing. I'd imagine most of your corp discords have pings going out now as to what your plans are. How long will non-core members? So to answer your question, BC, I believe the timeline we discussed was 2 weeks. If you don't want to come along on this next stage of our journey, you'll have 2 weeks of ACL and blues status. I hear that the initiative forums have a SIG limit of 8 characters, so unfortunately Good Awful is now hard capped. I actually spoke to Ross today, Manuka, about the NBI program. The plan is to keep that intact, obviously, kind of inside of a new framework.
So for the NBI, I've been getting you guys into meetings. We'll always still be doing our best to take care of like new bros in the game, and then after that, I'll talk to you guys in a bit more detail soon. Also, be posting some things to share with you from the NBI team, so there will be stuff to discuss for sure.
So to answer your question, Vinskill, about blacklists, anyone who's on the initiative blacklist will have to deal with on a case-by-case basis. I imagine there'll be some rationalization there. There's some people who probably will be allowed it and some people who won't. I don't think that'll be a huge number, and I don't think it'll apply to very many of you. See questions about supercaps, you should just keep an eye on the supercaps channel for that. You should not leave that Discord for the time being. PH Hisek Satian has already been kind of decoupled from Horde. That was the case a month ago.
That was a question from Zeke Freeman. Will Horde Texas members who have been away lately and lost their blessed alts get into cool beans if they have no blessed alts right now? So if you were in blessed beans and you meet the requirements for cool beans, you're more than welcome to apply. You're more than likely gonna get in. Just make sure to follow the process, and we'll take care of you.
Yeah, speaking to you directly, I know you've been with the Alliance for a long time. I don't think you'll have any problems in getting into cool beans. My understanding is, as of like last night, there was basically nobody in the queue for cool beans, but I imagine there's more people again.
Yeah, we have about 8 people in the queue right now, and 2 of those are not from Pandemic Hoarding, so it's like 6 people. Still working on it.
Who do we need to talk to getting off the blacklist? Probably your corp leadership, one of the DERs if you're in a core corp, or your CEO probably if you're in a member corp for DSNet Stickerson. I see questions about the blacklist, guys. Like, we'll rationalize that kind of on a member-by-member basis. It probably doesn't apply to like 99.8% of you, so I don't think it's too big a deal. Blessed Beans is not disbanding. The corporation will simply be joining the initiative.
I have a question, actually. Can I change the Cool Beans logo again?
We'll discuss it later.
Got it.
Adria's asking about our philosophy. No, we're joining Initiative wholesale as individual corporations. We're not running them as like a sub-faction or anything like that. My understanding, Clitter, is most of leadership will be moving over. No one from the DERs has told me they're leaving, so I think everyone's sticking around at this point. Wouldn't want to say it or anything. For Savitar, questions on Square. So Square will be closing down eventually. We're working to transition the various core corporations to new services. I believe those are going to be hosted on Alliance Off and not Square, but it will remain up at least until the end of the month, if not for a month or two. Maybe Adarian, if he's around, can answer that, or Storm or Caliber if they're here. Yeah, I know this is a huge meme, Mariana, but genuinely you are never getting Square 3. Secret Santa should stay intact. We are not closing down any of the Discords immediately. We understand this is a transitional time. I see a question on meeting with the initiative leadership after transition. That's entirely up to them, Logger. I'd imagine they'll say something at some point, but I don't want to speak for them either. It's only my place to say. Questions about Square being archived. My understanding is we are going to archive the forums, yes. You guys can minimize the meme questions too. I would appreciate. I'm trying to be as informative as possible here. Things like anime, obviously, it's up to them what they please a Discord with. Do you need to claim gobloons in all your alts? Yeah, you probably should. That'd be my suggestion. Is there going to be a run on the gobloon bank? No, still okay. Will we have combined corp ops as Blessed, Chill, and VG? I mean, that's up to those corporations, Asana. If the people want to do like corp operations, it's totally fine, but we'll be joining the initiative wholesale. This is not like a sub-faction of Horde. This is us, closing Horde and joining in it.
Yeah, the focus should be for every corp to take part in the init life and then figure out if they like it.
Will there be some kind of crabbing returning once? My understanding is you'll be able, to be a normal member corp in it at that point, because you'll be able to crab and fountain and delve and so on. So instead of having like 3/4 of a very small region, you'll be able to crab in like 1 3/4 of some very good regions. So it should be substantially better for anyone who mines or rets any kind of escalations. Zajarante is asking about claiming gobloons. You just go to your usual My Gobloons page and you drag the slider over and you click claim. I believe the admin people have pushed the button on that now and it should be populating for all of you. And we'll send an information ping after this, obviously, with a little bit in text, so it's a bit easier to take in.
There's a bunch of questions about the funds from the PH code for purchases from CCP. This money is currently not available for a variety of reasons that are financial. There's also a pretty long chargeback delay and whatnot, I think. So for now, we are not touching these. If we can, we will use it to finish paying any outstanding bills, and the remaining will likely be sent to a charity. We have to work on all the details of all of that still, but this is the current plan.
Okay, so I see a question about will you get access to innate comms and tools? Yes, John, you will. Of course, you'll be a member of the initiative, so you'll have access to their comms and tools and so on.
There is no reason to check goblins just yet, as I have not pressed the buttons for the 500 goblins yet. But it will, like, as soon as I do it, I will make a ping, and you guys will be aware.
If we missed any of your questions, you're welcome to retype them as well. Rendejo's asking what kind of requirements does it have? You need to not be on the blacklist, but if you are on the blacklist, we'll try and rationalize that and see what can be worked out. I'd imagine this will not be a problem for like the overwhelming majority of you, like 99.9% of you will not have this issue. I believe their activity requirement is would be like the equivalent of 5 honks in 90 days. That's not a very high fleet requirement.
I also said for the initial applications, they're gonna be a little bit more lenient with activity because they know that we didn't have the most threat ops in the last months. So I think every corp that shows a little bit of participation and interest will initially get accepted. And from there on, it will get figured out over time.
Are the core corps being spread out? No, we're going to maintain the 4 core corporations of Armada, Bless, Chill, and VG as is, and just continue onwards with the new alliance. See, I've seen a question about the Gobloon minimum a couple times. As everyone is about to get 500 Gobloons on your mains, I don't think that'll be a huge issue. I will talk to the IT people as well if it becomes one. The other thing to it is like we want people doing one claim because the people who pay out the Gobloons are going to be very busy this weekend, I have a feeling.
So one comment a little up about Goblins pretty much stating that Goblins initiated the move, which it's not true. Like we as a leadership team decided that we were trying to leave PanFam. This wasn't the Goblin's idea. Because Damon was kind of like he had the idea and then he just left. This is not how it happened. We, as leadership, decided we wanted to leave PanFam. And Goblins quitting the game was pretty much just happening at the same time.
Ardimar is not German. He just has an excellent accent. Are the core 4 corporations going to an yes? So Bless, Armada, VG, and Cool Beans, I'm sorry, are going to an. I don't want to touch on Gavin's personal situation. Like, he can send a ping to the Alliance if he wants to. It's kind of his personal business and isn't really my position to speak on. I think Storm already touched on the Horde code stuff, John, but my understanding is it'll be used to pay our outstanding kind of IT debts. And once the chargeback period has expired, then we're going to donate the rest to charity is kind of the plan right now. Once all our debts are settled. And speaking to our current FC team, I think everyone would like to continue FCing. It'll look kind of be like a transitional period we have to integrate with our new alliance. I don't think anyone's planning to quit from the FC team that I know of.
Yeah, we're gonna still extract assets out of Oderbine over time, but when Horde is like shut down, like those pings will obviously go through init, but us within init, we are still going to move assets out of Oderbine.
still going to help you guys out for the foreseeable future, getting your stuff out. So don't worry about that.
I have no plans to be rebranding the core corporations for Tachanis.
The logic about leaving the bigger block was not to lose 40k members and therefore not be strong enough. Like when we made the announcement to leave PanFam, the idea wasn't to join in it at all. We are kind of forced by it with the people we have left now. So the
Yes.
idea was to be on our own, but not with. I think if we kick PH Inc., we have less than 10,000 members, like 8,000. We have hoped more would stay. Obviously, with a better move up, more would have stayed.
I see questions about swapping corporations. You should speak to your current CEO and your corp's plans. My understanding is many of our current corporations would join the initiative, but I don't want to speak for anyone in particular. Goblins got blocked 2-3 years ago. We're not going to rehash stuff from 2-3 years ago, Zid, but for the most part, we've been incredibly lenient with the Goblins, I think. I don't think that'll be problematic. Corps are able to move on a case-by-case basis, Aliva. My understanding is most of the corporations that have stuck around the past month are interested in joining, but I don't want to speak for anyone in a member corporation, excuse me, should talk to their CEO and leadership. And it are not blue with Gloons, Gludor. They're independent, and that's the appeal to us.
I see a question about Sigs. Sigs will have to be like re-online through the init services, and then you probably have to reapply on those services. I guess, Storm, we keep the old Sigs, like Sig Discords alive for a little bit, so the information can be pinged out. Is that possible?
Sorry, what was the context?
The new Sigs have to go through the new services, right? So if like something like recon, for example, like there needs to be a ping.
I mean, Discords, I'm not gonna touch for a while anyways, as they can just stay where they are. So
okay, so if you're in a SIG, keep being in the Discords for now if you're joining in it, and then within a few weeks probably you will have an answer in that Discord on how to keep going.
So I see questions about the CNTZ wall or banging your head against CNTZ timers. We have some ideas as how we can create content against groups with kind of off time zone timers and maybe generate some fights. I wouldn't worry too much about that. I see Max asking about the amount of space and people they have. I would say compared to the amount of space we currently have to use, I'd say this is a pretty substantial increase. I'm sure that their initiative leadership is thinking about the space they have and they're taking on some more people. I think it has about 30,000 members, Mike, but they've grown due to unknown reasons over the past month. It'll probably be about 40,000 with the core corporations and stuff joining, I think.
Right, for Thanks FC, it will not be joining Init proper, especially how like the corporation is built. I'm gonna do my best to keep Thanks FC alive and see how we can have new bros join Thanks FC and basically become like more of a pipeline towards Cool Beans. We just raise new bros, train them, and then when they're ready to graduate, they go into Cool Beans. Once it's out of the alliance and it's no longer war deckable, we'll have more options to do stuff with them. High sec, low sec, null sec, all kind of stuff. Maybe like Jita, Roams, or whoever is available to help the newbies out. Like it'll be a lot of fun times for everyone involved. Hopefully.
So I see questions about why we created Chill Beans. Chill Beans was kind of meant as like an entry-level ESI corporation below Blessed Beans. I know Blessed Beans is like a big corporation, but it's actually one of our strongest corporations historically as far as like straw fleet turnouts and capital numbers and things like that. So it's kind of a lower baseline, and one of the problems we had historically with PH Inc. is as Horde got bigger and bigger and bigger, the vulnerabilities from PH Inc., which is things like blue scouting and very low effort spy characters became really problematic. And when we moved towards independence, the plan was always to move PH Inc. out of the Alliance. And by adding in cool beans, we've kind of added that layer for people who want to be kind of on the more casual side, but are still willing to put in the SIs and stuff to stick around. If we missed your question, guys, feel free to re-ask it. We're trying to answer everything we can, but there is a lot of questions. I think this is already answered, Tempest, but I'll answer it one more time. The donations to Horde IT services will be used, I believe, to pay out all outstanding debts, and Storm can jump in if I'm wrong on this. And then once the period for chargebacks has expired, I think we're going to donate the rest to charity at a point.
I believe this is the current outline, at least. All the finances are not something I've dealt with. It is in Calb's hands, but this is the plan he said he had.
I'd imagine Calber will put out an announcement. He's figured out what he's doing with that exactly. He's been the one to manage that for the past decade.
Asking what about people who have extensive IRL commitments, like school, who can't commit large amounts of time? That's fine. Essentially, if you're in Cool Beans, what you're gonna do is just log in, try to get 5 honks every 90 days. It's pretty nice. It's not gonna be that hard. But other than that, there should be enough people that will replace that requirement. But we'll see if we have like something higher required of us.
A Townhall was recorded for Tempest. It will be posted, I think, from Calber in the near future. I believe init honks, Cather, are called fats, and I believe the requirement is 5 every 90 days. You need to go on 5 fleets every 3 months, which I think is a pretty reasonable requirement, as you're all PvP-oriented beings. Darian is also answering some questions in text and chat too, by the way, to try and speed things along. My understanding is we have now pushed the asset safety gobloons, so you guys should all be able to claim your 500 or more gobloons on the usual Horde website.
Yeah, I'm already seeing people requesting them, and I'm trying to process as fast as I can.
Take your time, Erasmus. I know it's going to be a busy weekend for you. Appreciate it.
Someone's asking when can they start moving towards the new alliance staging?
Probably recommend against moving yourself, just because if you gate alone, the odds of you dying is much higher. Have to sort that in the coming days and weeks.
Yeah, I would say watch ping. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll organize some moves for that and just keep an eye out. I would recommend against moving yourself than anything expensive. You guys might be Hug of Deathing Square. If that is the case, I'm sure the IT men will get it back online as probably as possible.
Yeah, there's no reason to rush. I have pushed the initial batch of 500 goblins. We will ping out more information about what to do if you think you have been missed. So just keep an eye on announcements.
Yeah, I think something is hiccuped. I'm seeing it's just trying to circle and run. Okay, now it looks like it's back up for SRPs.
Hamsters need to work a little bit, guys. Just give it some time. Seeing a question regarding doctrines, guys. Obviously, we'll be using init doctrines. What that means regarding doctrines we have, we'll have to work with init leadership to see if they want to adopt any of ours or not, and then we'll give you more information as that comes.
We don't have any plans for any large-scale buybacks now. Just to be really clear on that, though. Can you legitimately call yourself a bitter vet? That's up to you. Hoyer's recorded the town hall, so there should be a recording posted at some point. We have an announcement ping that will ping as soon as we wrapped up here on Voice, but we're trying to answer all the questions you guys have in Horde Gen. You can minimize the memes a little bit, so anyone who still has questions. Do we have a timeline? The core corporations will be applying to the initiative immediately after this. For the core corporations of Bless, Armada, Cool Beans, and VG. And PH Inc. will be removed from the Alliance. As far as decorations go, you have to ask your corp leadership if the various corps want to go through that hassle. It's up to them. I think it would be cool, but I don't want to force it upon them because they're going to be very busy the next few weeks, I think.
Do we have a doctrine that Init isn't using? I don't think so. I think all doctrines we have Init is using.
Raven Navies.
They use ravens, not raven navies.
Okay, we will see about that.
Yeah.
Can we keep the yellow keeps? Do you have to bribe Darkshines, I think, Archer? It's up to him. How long will Score and such be around? At least until the New Year's. Maybe longer than that. It's more of a question for the IT man. We want to make sure things are up long enough so everyone can claim their gobloons, for instance. We also don't want to keep those costs going indefinitely either. I would say you can say you safely have until the end of the year, but it might be longer than that. How long will hauling services run from F7C to G? There should be no interruptions in any kind of JF services. I'd imagine we'll probably integrate our JF services, but Initiative has their own as well, and they'll both be accessible to you. Someone's DM me, can we kill LR Harpies? I don't know about that one. Yeah, Secret Santa will be maintained. Still doing it.
Securitas likes Swipples better anyways, so who knows?
Yeah, for services, as Johnny said, Square is going to be there at least until early next year. Might last a little bit longer depending on the exact billing dates. Bumble will probably be down earlier than Square for. But by then, everybody should be located on init services at that point. So I don't think this will be an issue.
They do have a standing fleet, as I understand, Genshin. Someone's asking about playing nice. Yes, obviously, you will all behave well and represent your corporations with the utmost dignity. Another question about Blacklists. Speak to your CEO if you're concerned about that and they'll address it. I think this is really getting lost in the weeds a little bit, but as I said, I don't think that'll be a problem for like 99.9% of you. We'll have more information for capital stuff, Ollie Bear. If you are still in our capital or super capital groups, just stay in those discords for the time being. I don't think anyone's planning to leave from Leadership 7. I think like all the main FCs and leadership and chords and everything are all coming along for this next chapter of our journey together. I think Titanium's posting might need to be improved significantly, or he might get banned. You get more gobloons, you get whatever gobloons you deserve and nothing more. You should have the 500 that we've given everyone, and you should also have anything outstanding from SRP. As a reminder, too, for gobloons, guys, each of your characters gets individual gobloons. The help we've given everyone with As a Safety should be on your main character, meaning whichever character you're on Mumble with. But if you have like Saber alts or anything you've lost ships on, you might want to check your alts too over the next few days. For Zoe, we've whitelisted the corporations that have already indicated to me that you are going to be joining the initiative and you've worked out an agreement with them. So you will not be booted from the Horde services, just so we can allow for like a smooth transition and flow of information. I'd imagine the main Horde Discord will become kind of just for cool beans in the core corporations eventually, but we've whitelisted the corps that have indicated they're joining and been accepted for now. So you're not going to get kicked or anything when you move over immediately from the Horde Discords. Questions about medals in game, it's entirely up to your corp leadership if they want to do it. If the DERs can be bothered to do that, it would be cool, but I don't want to put more time commitments on them. We're going to be very busy the next few weeks. Isn't it no? Yes, they're pretty aware. We've had discussions with them. I think this is the best choice. Goons now? I mean, I imagine they do. This is a pretty public town hall, but who knows? I've had people from 3 different alliances that are not goons DM me so far, just to give you guys an idea. Oh, now it's 4 actually. The initiative staging for Stormbringer is CTAC-N. Like, you can stay in F7C immediately, and we'll try and move people over as we're able to. We're going to try and balance moving the remaining capital assets we have in Odabine, probably in conjunction with the initiative, and moving people from F7C. I have CEO of the 4 core corporations. I don't think that's going to change, Rob. But each of the core corporations has their own dirt team who will kind of manage the day-to-day stuff. New staging, I believe, is CTAC-N in Fountain for Watts. Yeah, so I see questions about multiboxing. It's encouraged, so if you can, it's definitely helpful. Basically, every group in the game will be happy with multiboxing, so you scale up more with more alts. Bringing things like Logi alts and Saber alts are very powerful. Sorry, I missed your question, Ivan, but I'll see I got to you before I did. Answer questions for like 10 more minutes, guys, and it'll be an hour, and then we'll send out information ping to everyone, so anyone who missed it who's kind of filled in what's going on. We have some in-game actionables we need to take care of. What is the outlook on null politics? Well, there's two mega blocks. There's Winterco, which is kind of the frat-led coalition. There's Imperium, which is the Goon Swarm coalition. Then you have the Independent Alliance of the Initiative, which is kind of like the third power. Questions on VG and Armada. I don't think we're planning to change kind of the focus of those corporations. I think there might be some natural kind of transitions that happen, but nothing is like planned at the moment. Standing fleet will be a thing. For Tempest, I believe the initiative's capitals are currently in F7C, so I don't think you have to move them any further. I think you're in the right spot. It's all planned at the barbecue. Adri just realized he has 5 billion is outstanding. He's only been playing with us for 9 years now. Questions about the 500 goblins? We'll send an information ping word in here, but I want to answer questions on voice for like 10 more minutes first. What will happen to Horde's bookmark folder? That's an excellent question. I think Erasmus is understood that for how you doing. I'd imagine it'll become init standing bookmarks, and he can manage it from there. See Alpha asking a question about moving stuff to F7C. Well, I mean, if the plan for the core corps was to join the initiative for about the past week, why would we not consolidate assets in a single location? And if people had second thoughts, they could have just waited as well. If anything, I think we owe it to membership to try and consolidate their assets, not disperse them even more. That's a bit of a weird question, to be honest. Praetorian bookmarks? I don't know what Praetorians is. I've never heard of that before. Questions appear to be devolving. If you guys have any more serious questions, put them in Horde and we'll answer them. We'll give us like 5-10 more minutes and kind of wrap it up, and then we'll send an information ping to everyone. But I see the memes getting richer and the real questions getting worse. What do you do with your Horde flag? You keep it as memorabilia. It's only going up in value. It's now a limited commodity. My understanding for Deathsmell is I don't think the alt corp ACLs are going to be pulled of anything they're on currently, because it is that we have a new access list that we remade once we moved into F7C. My understanding is it'll remain intact for now, but as always, if you're jumping into a structure you don't own, you should always check docking access first, just to be safe. I see questions about not wanting to join. That's entirely up to you guys. If you want to go somewhere else, you'll have ACL, which is docking access, and blue standings for a couple weeks to go somewhere else. It's totally fine too. Personally, I'm excited for a new chapter and a new adventure, but up to you. Darian's answering some more IT-related questions in Discord. I think you can still be Beans, Tempest, but we're moving all the core corporations into it. This is not like a merger in that sense. Like we were just joining in it. I hope that answers your question. I see a question for Minor 2 Wallace, who is definitely not a spy character, by the way, but I'll answer regardless. Are there any funds that we've collected for the Alliance? The admins will have a little bit better idea, because Calber has managed that historically for about the past decade, but my understanding is any funds we've collected, like IRL funds, they'll be used to pay off any outstanding debts, meaning like all our server costs for Mumble, for the website and everything, and then once the chargeback period for PayPal has expired, the rest will be given away to charity. Yeah, that's a good idea, Eric. I should have delegated a scribe. I was gonna ask Sandrin to do that, but he said he was too busy knitting. I don't think we have any members of CSM, Hippo. I don't believe there's any members of CSM. We're in Horde. We might have some new ones, though. I think Ariel got in from Init, who does the Alliance Auth stuff. I believe Init also uses Mumble over Gamer. The Horde Mumble will stay up for a little bit. Again, the IT guys will know how long that will be. Remember, we're paying for Mumble per month, so we're not going to keep it around eternally. But it'll be around at least during the transitional periods that people can chat and stuff, and Corps have a voice comms they can use. Storm's answered probably end of year. Anyone heard of or seen Goblins since November? Yes. And it uses Mumble as far as I know. How many Gobloons does the richest Gobloon owner have? That's a trick question because that is Unitai. You're the richest Gobloon owner. Insidious is part of Winterco, yes. As far as I know, Dark Horse is coming with Ocellus. And I believe Multilem is too. I believe they're joining as well. I believe both the main JF services. With no plans to rebrand Gobloons. I think at this point that would not be a good use of the admin's time. Yeah, I'm sure the guy called Alpha Active is a very real member of our alliance. I believe the way SRP works in Init Max is that you have to click a link to apply for it, but I don't think it'll be a huge difference from what you currently experience. Give you guys 4 more minutes to ask questions that I'll answer on voice, then we'll send out an information ping, and we have some in-game actionables to take care of. And it's crazy too how all the spy characters are in PH Inc., right, Mariana? Is 1 high a real member of the Alliance? 1 in chat for yes, 2 in chat for no. You guys can decide. You can vote if 1 high is a real member of the Alliance. Sorry, buddy, you walked into that one.
Damn you, Annalise, with that.
Is Init the same composition TZ-wise as Horde? I think Init is historically a little bit more European leaning, and I would say Horde is probably a little bit more US or North American leaning, but I think there will be a balance there as well. I think that will help balance out their US time zone, and they'll help balance out our Euro time zone as we join them. Do you have to set up Ghost in it? You do, Jacobson. But guess what? Because I'm sure everyone here already has their Jabroni character set up. Your Jabroni character can become your Ghost, and you're already good to go in that sense. You have to move it to staging. Shouldn't be a big overhead thing. Give it 2 more minutes, friends. If you have any serious questions, please type them in, HordeGen. You can minimize the memes a little bit longer. I'd appreciate it. It's a serious question. Someone asked if we'll be maintaining our spy program. We don't have any spies. We have information officers. You should know the difference. I would say the initiative is probably heavier Euro leaning, but they do have a US and Aussie time zone as well. I think they probably have a better time zone spread than Horde. Like over the past year, Horde has been very Euro and US centric. We have not had very much of an Aussie or Chinese time zone during that period. I don't want to comment on Gobin's personal circumstances for Parahota. It's not my place to do that. He can do it if he wants to. But if you don't have 400 kills for Cool Beans, I don't think the requirement for Cool Beans is 400 kills, Axios.
Who's asking? Who's saying it's 400 kills? Where did you see that?
But you should ask a New Beans if you have problems. I don't think it is anywhere near that high. I don't think anyone who actually plays the game will have any problem getting into Cool Beans. But you should ask in hashtag New Beans if you have problems with that. Part of the reason, by the way, we've been pinging the Cool Beans stuff for several weeks now is like it's much easier to get you guys in earlier. Goblins is not tied up in a basement.
That we know of.
So, one thing I want to say to the people that are already in Cool Beans, I know you guys have made it into the Corp with like 30 kills all time. I would say try not to rest on your laurels. Try to log in, get some more kills, you know? It's a pretty good thing to do.
Don't have any plans to change the requirements for Blessed Beans right now for Jetrick, but it's something we're keeping an eye on. We understand times are changing. We'll try and keep the requirements reasonable so anyone who actually plays the game shouldn't have any issues with them. Should you wait and apply to Blessed or do it now? It's up to you. You can get into Blessed now. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to. Final few questions here. The main initiative staging should have comparable seating to MJ, yes, for Zealous. How come there's no announcement? Because I've been talking to you guys on voice, and if I have to like copy paste my announcement and react to that as well, I just stop talking and it becomes awkward and weird. I'm trying to give you guys my full attention for an hour. It's the lore on the frog warrior avatars. Well, you have to become one with the frog to do that, to know that. My understanding for Saboteur is that they track activity based upon kind of honks or fats as opposed to ACL activity. So you'd definitely not be in trouble if you fly Logi. I think it's a much saner way to do things. I don't know to answer Zonius's question. I haven't asked about that. But I'm sure as leadership, you could ask them if you wanted to. I don't see any more questions, and we've kind of gone over the hour I had allocated for this, as it is kind of midday still for me. We're going to post an announcement thing with full information for everyone. We'll also include the asset safety contacts if you didn't get your 500 gobloons. Just as a reminder, those should go to your main character, meaning the one that you're logged into Mumble right now with. Also check your alts too. Favorite Taylor Swift album? I don't know who Taylor Swift is. I only know Travis Kelce's girlfriend. Gonna ping the update out to everyone, something new in there. But I know anyone who wants to see it, so I'll ping the update now and wrap it up here. Thank you all very much. You can give me Discord anything. Have a lovely day.